We have the tech to get food delivered in 15 minutes, but we all have horror stories about buying tickets. The Game Time app gives fans the advantage. Get amazing tickets in just a few taps. Fees are included, so what you see is what you pay. And the Game Time guarantee means authentic tickets at the best price every time. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets to concerts, sports, comedy, and more with Game Time. Download the Game Time app and create an account for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply.
Do you love the Tabernacle Choir? This year, the choir's music is everywhere you are. Listen to your favorite choir songs and music and the spoken word anytime you want on Alexa by simply enabling the skill.
Alexa, play music in the spoken word.
Now playing music in the spoken word.
You can also download the Tabernacle Choir app, subscribe to the choir on YouTube, listen on Spotify, and have access to all their wonderful music. Happy listening.
Not only do these guys give you the best jazz coverage in the market, they've got you covered with the Mammoth, the Cougars, the Utes, and the Aggies. This is Jay Scott and Ben Anderson on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Jake and Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Jake Scott, Ben Anderson. No Ben today. He's out on vacation. He's going to be back coming up tomorrow. So we will be excited to see Ben when he gets back. I am prepared. I'm getting prepared to hate this next story. Christian, let's set this up a little bit. You brought this story to my attention. UNLV basketball is in the news, right? Because of their head coach who's talking about fundraising. Well, let's listen to the bite and maybe we can judge for ourselves. This is UNLV head coach Josh Pastner talking about people buying his team.
I know a lot of people are trying to become owners of this NBA team coming in 2029. I have told people, why? Buy the college basketball team. It's legal now. You can be the owner of the UNLV Running Rebels men's basketball team, and it's a lot less expensive. You don't have to spend over $1 billion to own our team. I'm asking for 10 to 12 million to own our team, and you still get a great tax write-off, and you can be as involved, and you can tell everyone you're the owner of the team.
All right. First of all, should NIL contributions be able to be written off your taxes? That seems like a bit of a stretch to me. But you said, Christian, now he has since walked those back a little bit, saying that he's not actually offering or wanting somebody to buy the team.
So UNLV has released a statement on X. From head coach Josh Pastner. I want to clarify my recent comments regarding support for the UNLV men's basketball program. The Runnin' Rebels are not for sale, and my reference to an owner was meant to highlight the level of resources, sponsorships, and overall support needed to compete in today's evolving college athletics landscape, not to suggest anyone could own the program. There is more to the statement, but that is the gist of it. He had to clarify that he didn't actually mean you can own the Runnin' Rebels because you don't get anything in return from it.
People are so unbelievably literal. I understood what he was getting at.
Right.
You didn't actually think he was selling. He's saying, don't waste your money on an NBA team, spend your money on the local college basketball team. What he's ignoring, though, is that you cannot own a college basketball team, so you are literally flushing that money right down the toilet, as opposed to if you buy an NBA team, that value increases, and you're not just simply lighting your money on fire.
Quote-unquote ROI.
Right.
These billionaires that he's talking to and suggesting this to, they want to spend money and invest it because down the line, that $10 billion now is going to be worth what in 10, 20 years, right? Your $10 million investment to UNLV, that's not going anywhere. If they win the Mountain West, cool.
No, that's worth zero to you.
That's worth zero.
Unless you somehow, actually do marketing associated with it. And in that case, the return as far as marketing goes on your actual investment is not that great. And for your trouble, guess what happens a year from right now? The coach shows up again and says, hey, how about you cut me another $10 million check, huh? Huh?
Yeah, conference is really competitive this year. I think last year 10 was great, and I really appreciate it, but I think we might need 12 this year.
It's so sad what college coaching has turned into. It's just these coaches swallowing their pride and begging for money all of the time.
There was another video of your guy Dillingham doing it again. And we don't blame them for having to do this. This is what you have to do, especially at this
If you
level,
want to win.
You know, like Big 12 is not on the level of the SEC. And, you know, there are not people just throwing money at these programs the way that Mark Cuban is to Indiana. You have to beg.
And you know what's funny is this is almost lazy in a way, because I'm sure that somebody, you know, who's crunching the numbers out there said, okay, you need a budget of $10 million to be competitive in the Mountain West. And he's going out there saying, I want it all in one lump sum. I don't want to make these phone calls for $1,000 here and $1,000 there. We just need one dude, or gal, I suppose, to carve off a $10 million check. Then I could stop making these stupid phone calls and going back to coaching basketball. Well, let me tell you, it's never going to be enough, Josh Pastner. It's just never going to stop. I remember when the Utes rolled out trucks for all their football team, you know, and hey, creativity. I'm not hating, but all of a sudden you've got the head coach, Kyle Whittingham, quite literally selling cars. You know,
car salesman.
Quite literally a car salesman. You know, Morgan Scally taking the big job at Utah. I'm sure he was eager to implement all of his strategic plans and really, you know, tweak things here or there. I bet you he spent most of his time on the phone begging for money. I bet he had no idea how much time he was going to have to invest in begging for money and public relations and schmoozing boosters and doing all this silly stuff that I'm sure he'd rather not be doing.
Dude, cold calling. Literally.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Cold calling people. That's why Pastner wants the $10 million, so he can put down the list and stop cold calling.
That's like, I'm at this age now where, you know, a lot of my friends from high school or whatever, or friends I made at college are moving into professional careers. A lot of them are getting into finance careers, and they have to call and they have to do a certain amount of cold calls per day. It's like, it's the same thing.
I have a buddy who ran for local office. I don't remember what it was. It was, you know, some local where you would get your start in politics. And he ran and he lost. And I asked him, I said, "Oh, that's, you know, you win some, you lose some. Are you going to try it again?" And he goes, "Absolutely not." And I said, "Oh, why?" And he goes, "I thought it was going to be, you know, how do I make a difference and all this stuff." And he said, "All I did was sit in a room and call people and beg them for money." He's like, that was the whole campaign. You sit in a room with a phone and you just beg people for money. It's like, that sounds awful. He said, "It was. I'm never doing it again."
If you get a text from Morgan Scally, "Hey, it's been a while. How's the family?" You think, "Oh yeah, that's weird. I haven't talked to Morgan in like 20 years."
Uh-huh.
Next line. "Hey man, would you like to donate?"
I've got a buddy who works in fundraising. You have to be shameless.
Yeah.
That's part of the job. I mean, you have to be absolutely shameless.
And you brought this up earlier. It's not just, you know, you get the big donation. All that means is, you know, that person has money.
Right.
And you can dip back in later.
Keep his number.
Yeah.
We're going to need that next year. We're going to need that as a reoccurring payment, I tell you what. But honestly, I'd love to blast the coach with Pastner, but I got what he was saying. He wasn't saying it was literally for sale. He was saying, buy UNLV. You could spend less money to be a part of basketball here than buying an NBA team.
Well, and again, it left the sports sphere. You know, people who have kept up with college sports in the last 3 years understand how this whole NIL thing works. You know, Cody Campbell understands that he doesn't get anything in return by investing whatever much he's investing outside of maybe, you know, he gets things named after him or he becomes the face of the team, but your investment doesn't actually turn into more money down the road. And he's okay with that because he's a super fan. Anybody in Las Vegas, I shouldn't say anybody, I don't know that, but like people outside of sports, they don't realize that. So once this idea came up and they're like, "Oh, you want me to spend $10 million, but I don't get a dime in return? Why would I do that?"
I get to come watch practice or something? Yeah, that doesn't feel worth it. Even Cody Campbell will tell you, and he has said publicly, that this isn't sustainable even for him. He's doing it just to prove a point. He's trying to upset the apple cart, and frankly, he's failing at it.
I don't believe that, but sure.
I mean, that's what he said.
That's what he says,
he wanted
yeah.
everybody to hate Texas Tech so much that they actually do something about, I don't know.
Well, look what that's gotten. That hasn't turned into anything.
So far, although legislation has got further now than it ever has before, still looks to be somewhat doomed. But no, I don't think he's proving the point he's sought out to prove.
No, the point he's proving is as deep as your pockets are, that's how deep your team will go.
Yeah, and I don't know if he can. I don't know how much the price tag is on Texas Tech this year, but I would guess, as rich as he is, he still couldn't. I mean, if he's spending $50 million a year, none of us could, or no one could afford to just set $50 million on fire every single year.
He's a billionaire with the B. $50 million isn't that much.
It's still a lot.
Still a lot.
It's still a lot. Liquid cash just to set on fire. And by the way, to the tax write-off point, I mean, wouldn't you rather see that $50 million? And again, we're just pulling numbers out of our backside. That could go to some sort of charity or something, where.
No, I want to watch my favorite basketball team win.
I can't believe you can write off NIL donations because it's not going to the university. It's supposed to be a marketing deal, right? Like you can't just write off marketing deals on your taxes. How is that possible?
I wonder if this has something to do with the $20.5 million that the school can distribute, right?
Well, what, you say you wash it through the school and then it can be a write-off?
Essentially.
I don't know.
Because in that way, you're donating to the school and the school pays it out.
But honestly, if there's a tax attorney listening, if you donated to BYU's collective or Utah's collective or whatever, can you write that off on your taxes? It's not exactly a charity. I mean, by putting $2 million in Devin Dampier's pocket, are you bettering society? And I don't know how much Devin Dampier is making, by the way, but yeah, I'm sure Devin Dampier is happy. But should you be allowed to write that off on your taxes?
Yeah, it's slippery slope.
Paying college athletes, that's not a charitable thing. It's a marketing deal. Or it's supposed to be.
Charitable to the community because their favorite team is winning games. And it makes people happy. Is that too much of a stretch?
I don't know if that qualifies.
That's too much of a stretch.
I think that might be a little too much of a stretch, yeah. I don't think it works that way. Well, apparently it does. Compared to, or according to the head coach of UNLV. You know what? We can run this by Scotty G. I'd be curious if Scotty has any idea what the a budget for a basketball team has to be to win in the Mountain West Conference right now.
Yeah, Scotty likes Josh Pastner. UNLV gave the Aggies some fits last year, so I'm sure he does have a pretty strong opinion on this.
Well, I don't think Pastner deserves criticism for this.
I really don't
took
think
him
so
way
either.
too literally.
No.
I think he's just saying, hey, if you're going to spend $10 billion to be a part of basketball, why don't you spend $10 million and you can be a part of our team? That's really...
Again, this is the gig now. And to go full circle to, we were talking about Bill Belichick and Lombardi at UNC earlier. This is why it's hard for these people that worked at the professional level to come in and do it at the collegiate level because there's just so much more than actual X's and O's. You have to be a fundraiser, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with asking for money because that's the competitive edge you need to bring into your team.
Audio Vault is coming up next. And then Scott Gerard is going to join us at the top of the 5 o'clock hour. Stay tuned. It's the Jake and Ben Show, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.